Long ago, in the land of Canaan, began one of the greatest stories ever told, the story of a young boy tested by jealousy, betrayal, and prison. But through patience and unwavering faith, he rose from the depths of hardship to a place of honor and greatness. This is the story of Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him. A journey filled with sorrow and hope, betrayal and forgiveness, showing how God brings light from the heart of darkness. Get ready for a powerful tale that touches the soul and inspires the heart. A long time ago, in the land of Canaan, the prophet Jacob, was blessed with 12 sons. Among them, his heart was most attached to Yusuf, Joseph, a young boy of unmatched beauty and purity, with a light of prophethood shining in his eyes from an early age. Jacob didn't love Yusuf with ordinary affection, he saw in him blessings, goodness, and a pure soul. This special bond sparked deep jealousy in the hearts of Yusuf's older brothers. One night, young Yusuf had a strange and vivid dream. He rushed to tell his father, saying, "Father, I saw 11 stars, the sun, and the moon bowing down to me." Jacob pondered over the dream and realized it was a sign of his son's great future. Fearing the envy of his brothers, he gently advised Yusuf not to share the vision with anyone. As time passed, his brothers' jealousy grew stronger. They gathered secretly, plotting to get rid of Yusuf so their father's love would turn to them alone. Pretending they wanted to take Yusuf out to play and enjoy the countryside, they convinced their father, after much hesitation and concern, to let him go, promising to take good care of him. But once they were far away, they took Yusuf to a deep well, stripped him of his shirt, and threw him into the darkness of its depths. Confused and heartbroken, Yusuf couldn't understand why his own brothers would do such a thing, but his faith in God never wavered. The brothers returned home with his bloodied shirt, falsely claiming that a wolf had devoured him. They wept fake tears, trying to fool their father. Jacob's heart broke with grief. Though he suspected foul play, he had no proof. He mourned deeply, crying so much that he lost his eyesight. Still, he never stopped believing, and he prayed day and night for Yusuf's safety. Meanwhile, Yusuf remained in the well for days until a caravan passed by on its way to Egypt. A man dropped his bucket, and to his surprise, up came a beautiful boy. Hiding Yusuf like a piece of merchandise, they took him to Egypt and sold him for a cheap price. The buyer was the Aziz of Egypt, a powerful man, who told his wife to take care of Yusuf, hoping he might be useful or they might adopt him as a son. Yusuf grew up in the Aziz's house, maturing into a wise and noble man. His beauty was extraordinary, and even the Aziz's wife fell for him. One day, she locked the doors and tried to seduce him. But Yusuf, devoted to God, refused to betray the trust placed in him. As he ran to escape, she grabbed his shirt and tore it from behind. At that moment, the Aziz entered. She tried to accuse Yusuf, but when he saw the shirt was torn from the back, he knew Yusuf was telling the truth. The scandal began to spread, and the women of the city gossiped about the wife of the Aziz. To silence them, she invited them to a banquet, handed them knives and fruit, and asked Yusuf to appear. When he walked in, his beauty stunned them all. They cut their hands without noticing. She then said, "This is the one you blamed me for." Yet Yusuf remained steadfast, seeking refuge in God from such temptation. Fearing further disgrace, the Aziz decided to imprison Yusuf, despite knowing he was innocent. Yusuf spent years in prison, but even there, he was known for his righteousness and wisdom. 2 fellow prisoners came to him with dreams, which Yusuf interpreted with clarity and insight. He asked one of them, who was about to be released, to mention him to the king. Years passed until the king of Egypt had a disturbing dream, 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 skinny ones, and 7 green ears of corn alongside 7 dry ones. None of his advisors could explain it. That's when the former prisoner remembered Yusuf. Yusuf explained that the dream predicted 7 years of prosperity followed by 7 years of severe famine, and gave a plan to prepare for the hard times. Impressed, the king wanted to meet him. But Yusuf refused to leave prison until his name was cleared. The king summoned the women involved in the earlier scandal, and they confessed Yusuf's innocence. Finally free, Yusuf met the king, who offered him a high position. Yusuf chose to manage Egypt's treasury and agriculture, overseeing the food supply during the years of drought. When the famine hit, it reached even Canaan. Yaqub's sons came to Egypt seeking food. They didn't recognize Yusuf, but he recognized them. He treated them kindly, asked about their family, and insisted they bring their youngest brother, Benjamin, if they wished to return for more supplies. Back home, they convinced their father to let Benjamin go with them. When they returned, Yusuf devised a plan to keep his brother. He placed the king's cup in Benjamin's bag and then accused the brothers of theft. According to Egyptian law, the thief would be kept as punishment. Distraught, the brothers pleaded for mercy. One of them even chose to stay behind. The others returned to Yaqub, telling him what happened. The pain in Yaqub's heart grew deeper, but his faith never wavered. Eventually, they returned to Egypt once more, desperate and humbled. That's when Yusuf revealed his identity: "I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. God has truly favored us." The brothers stood in shock, overcome by guilt. But Yusuf forgave them, saying, "No blame will be placed on you today." He handed them his shirt and told them to place it on their father's face, it would heal his blindness. He also asked them to bring their entire family to Egypt. When they returned home and placed the shirt on Yaqub's face, his sight returned. Overcome with joy, Yaqub set out with all his family to reunite with Yusuf. In Egypt, Yusuf welcomed them with open arms, raised his parents to the throne, and his brothers bowed to him in respect, just as he had seen in his dreams so many years ago. Yusuf lived the rest of his life honored and beloved in Egypt, spreading justice and goodness until God called him back after a life filled with trials, patience, and a beautiful ending.